Good morning students. Let us see our new topic P block elements. In the first year we have learned 13th group and 14th group elements. From second year means in second year we are going to learn here from 15th to 18th group elements. So in this our first topic is group 15 elements. Okay. So group 15 elements. So group 15 elements we can say, or group 5 elements also we can say in P block elements. So generally let us see the introduction today of group 15 elements. So here what are the elements here we are going to have is nitrogen, symbol is N, atomic number is 7. Okay. So what is this electronic configuration here? 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. And next element we are going to have in group 15 element is phosphorus. So phosphorus symbol is P. What is its atomic number? Phosphorus atomic number is 15. Okay. So let us see configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p3. So next one we are having element is arsenic, the symbol is As, and atomic number we are having here is 23. One s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 4p3. Okay. So next element is antimony. So what is this atomic number? 41 we are having. The atomic number is 41. The electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2, 4p6, 3d10, 5s2, 5p3. So if you count here 10, 20, 30, 38 plus 3, 41. Okay. And next atomic number bismuth. So here the symbol is Bi. Here we are having atomic number 73. So here let us see the elements. What is the configuration we are getting? 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 3d10, 4s2, 4p6, 5s2, 5p6, 5d10, 6s2 and 6p6 we are having. Okay, so these are the atomic numbers and electronic configuration. So what is our first element? Nitrogen here. So nitrogen is having the atomic number how much? 7. So generally these are having one order. What is that order? First of all, we have to write 2, 8, 18, sorry, this is 33 we are having. This is 51. This is 83. Okay. So we are having for P block elements 2, 8, 18, 18, 32. Okay. So if 7 is the atomic number, if you add 8, you are getting 15. For this 18, if you add 33. For this 18, if you add 51. If you add 32, you are getting like this. So if you count this one, see here, 15. 10 plus 5, 15. So 10 plus 10, 20. 3d10. Okay. So and also here, this is 4d10, this is 3d10. If you count 20, 30, 40, 50. So for this you are getting configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 3d10, 4s2, 4p6, 4d10, 5s2, 5p6, 5d10, 6s2, 6p3. Count once. 10, 20, 30, 40, 40, 50. 50 plus 14, 64, 64 plus 4f14 we are having 78, 78 plus 5, 83. Okay. So this is nothing but the electronic configuration, and these are the elements of the 15th group elements we are having. So generally, so these nitrogen elements we call it as nitrogen family also we can say. So the valency, so here the valency, the general valency we are having here is generally valency. If you have observed, at the last orbits we are having 3s2 3p3, 4s2 4p3, 5s2 5p3, 6s2 6p3. So we are having the valency, we can say 5 or we can say 3 also. For this we are going to have the valencies 5 or 3 also. So these elements, generally these elements we call it as nothing but here. So these elements are called pincosans. Why? Because they are suffocation elements. Okay. So why we are calling pincosans means these are suffocation elements. Because of this only we are saying suffocation elements. So here the outermost shell configuration what we are having, the general configuration is NS2 NP3. So this is the general electronic configuration we are having for these elements. Okay. So now let us see where it is occurred and what are the minerals we are having. Occurrence and minerals. Okay. So let us see what is the occurrence. Then what do you mean by P block elements? We are discussing about P block elements. What do you mean by P block elements? P block elements is nothing but here the outermost electron enter into the p orbital, we call it as P block elements. So what is occurrence and minerals? So occurrence is nothing but what here, where the P block elements are occurred, and also what are the minerals we are going to have for these elements, that one we call it as occurrence and minerals. So let us see first of all, except phosphorus. except phosphorus, all other elements. So except phosphorus, whatever elements we are having, nitrogen, arsenic, antimony, bismuth, so these all elements will occur in the free state and also in nature we can say. Okay, so means what? Except phosphorus, all elements occur in free state we can say. So generally here we are having, so here in air, if you have observed air, the 70 in air, how much we are having nitrogen in air? 78% is occupied by nitrogen. Yes or no? So 78% is occupied by nitrogen. So here nitrogen is also a important element of proteins and also animal amino acids. So nitrogen mainly where it consists of, nitrogen is an essential element we can say. Essential element of proteins and amino acids. Okay, so in earth crust, where nitrogen is available, so it is available as, in earth crust, nitrogen is available as child saltpeter we can say, that is NaNO3, and also we can say Indian or Bengal saltpeter. So these are the chemical names. This is a country name. Indian or Bengal is a country name. So the saltpeter is nothing but chemical names which is occur in the earth crust. Okay, so phosphorus is the most abundant, 11th most. So phosphorus is nothing but 11th most abundant element in earth crust. Okay, so what are the important minerals we are going to have here is, for phosphorus we are having the minerals. For this the minerals is we are having is fluoropeptide we can say. Okay, so fluoropeptide, the formula will be 3Ca3PO4 twice CaF2, and also we are having chloropeptide 3Ca3PO4 twice CaCl2, and next one we are having hydroxyapatite, that is 3Ca3PO4 twice CaOH twice, and next one we are having phosphorite rock, that is Ca3PO4 twice. So these are the minerals. If you have observed here, the phosphorus is occurring as 4 minerals. One is fluoropeptide, and this is the most 11th most abundant element in earth crust we can say. Nitrogen is nothing but in air it is present, in earth crust it is available as minerals of child saltpeter and Bengal saltpeter. And coming to here we are having minerals as fluoropeptide, chloropeptide, hydroxyapatite, phosphorite, rock. So these are the formulas of these elements. Okay, so these are the elements. So mainly it is an important for phosphorus. Where it is important? It is an essential element of phosphorus, is an essential element of animal and plant tissues. Okay, so it is phosphorus is mainly present as animals and plants, we can say. So it is also in living beings. Coming to living beings, it is having bones, and also bones in living beings. So and also now phosphoproteins, mainly we can say phosphoproteins are present in mainly milk and eggs also. It is present. It is present phosphoproteins as milk and eggs. So this is about phosphorus. And coming to here, we have seen nitrogen occurrence and minerals and phosphorus occurrence and minerals where it is present. Now let us discuss about arsenic and antimony. Arsenic, antimony and bismuth. So mostly where it is available? It is available in sulfide minerals, we can say. Okay, so mostly it is available where? It is mostly available in sulfide minerals. And coming to here, arsenic, it is having a mineral as Realgar, which is the formula of As2S4. Red orange color we are having. Okay, and next one, for this we are having orpiment, As2S3. Yellow color we are having. Coming to Sb, antimony, we are having stibnite. If you have observed, these elements are mainly present in sulfide ores, that is Sb2, S3, and also in the flue dust antimony it is available as Sb2O3. Okay, and next one we are having bismuth. Bismuth is available as bismuth glands, or we can say bismuthinite, that is formula Bi2S3. Okay, so this is about the occurrence of the and minerals of the 15th group elements. So now let us see about what is its atomicity, state and structure of 15th group elements. So up to now we have seen about group elements, electronic configuration, occurrence and minerals, where it is present, mostly where it is going to present. And now let us see about here atomicity, state and also its structure. Okay, so generally nitrogen. So nitrogen is present as how? Nitrogen is a diatomic molecule, and we can say it as also a non-polar in nature. Okay, nitrogen is diatomic. Why we are saying diatomic? It is present as N2. Because of N2 we call it as diatomic, and it is also a gas. And coming to remaining phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, these all will be tetraatomic and tetrahedral, we can say. Why? Because this is present as P4, AS4 and SB4. So the 4 indicates for tetra. And coming to bismuth, bismuth is a monoatomic. Why? Because it is present only as, these are solids. Nitrogen is a diatomic gas remaining all a tetrahedral or tetraatomic solids, and bismuth is a monoatomic solid. So now nitrogen will be having triple bond, 1 sigma bond. So the structure of nitrogen will be how? This is the structure. It consists of 1 sigma bond, 2 pi bonds, if you have observed. Okay, so nitrogen is chemically inert at room temperature. Why? Because it is having high bond dissociation energy also. So metallic character of these elements generally increases. Why? Because if atomic number increases, automatically the atomic character, metallic character will be also increasing. Okay, so now let us see general properties. We have seen the electronic configuration, and we are having atomic and ionic radii. So atomic and ionic radii. So generally, what is atomic radius and ionic radius? The distance between the nucleus, we call it as atomic radius. Okay, so here the atomic radius so what will happen? The atomic radius increases when we come down, and also there will be increase in covalent radius also, but there will be small increase in covalent radius due to the presence of completely filled d and f orbitals in heavy numbers. So here what happens? The atomic radius will increases when atomic number increases. So atomic radius, what happens? Atomic radius increases because atomic number increases from top to bottom. Okay, and coming to next property, what? Ionization energy. So what is ionization energy? The minimum amount of energy required to remove an electron. Okay, whenever you are removing an electron, so required to remove an electron from the outermost orbital, outermost neutral gaseous orbital, we call it as ionization energy. What is ionization energy? The minimum amount of energy required to remove an electron from the outermost neutral gaseous atom, we call it as ionization energy. So what will happen here? Ionization energy decreases down the group. Why? Because there will be increase in atomic size. So whenever the size is increasing, automatically the energy is decreasing from a group. So because of this size, it is decreasing. Okay, so this is nothing but ionization energy. So what happens? Ionization energy decreases due to the increase in atomic size in a group. Means from top to bottom, what will happen? Ionization energy decreases due to increase in atomic size. So this is about ionization energy. So what about electronegativity? Electronegativity means what here? The tendency to accept electrons towards itself. Okay, the tendency to accept shared pair of electron towards itself, we call it as electronegativity. So what will happen here? Electronegativity will decrease. Electronegativity decreases. Why it is decreasing here from top to bottom? Why? Because here also same reason, due to the increase in atomic size. So this is about electronegativity. So here, and we are having metallic character also. So what will happen? Metallic character. Metallic character means what? If the compound should be a metal, what will happen? What will happen? The metallic character is nothing but here. What is metallic character? So it should be a good conductor of heat and electricity. It should be malleable and ductile, and also it should have high tensile strength. This character should have. Then only we will be saying metallic character. So what will happen? Metallic character increases here. what will happen? Metallic character increases due to increase in atomic number from top to bottom. Okay, and also here we can say nitrogen and phosphorus are non-metals. Okay, and arsenic, antimony or metalloids, or we can say semi metals, and bismuth is a metal. Okay, so this is nothing but metallic character. So as we have seen, ionization energy is decreasing, and coming to melting point. Melting point what will happen? It will increases. Melting point increases from nitrogen to arsenic, but decreases from bismuth. Okay, arsenic is measured at 38.6 atmospheric pressure. It undergoes sublimation at 63. So because of the very low melting point of bismuth, it is having very low melting point of bismuth. So it is, why it is having very low means there will be a filling of d orbitals and also f orbitals here. So because of this reason the melting point is having very low for the bismuth, and also 6s2 electrons. So it is very non-availability to form the metallic bond. So there will be also no metallic bond. So here the boiling point. Coming to boiling point, what happens? Boiling point increases. Okay, so what happens? Boiling point increases down the group. So it is going to increase from down the group. And coming to here, as we have discussed, electronegativity values, also density. And coming to density also, what happens? Density also increases from nitrogen to bismuth. Okay, so these are the general properties: atomic and ionic radii, ionization energy, electronegativity, metallic character, melting point, boiling points, and we are having oxidation state also. So what is the oxidation state? Generally it is exhibiting, the oxidation state it is exhibiting generally is here +3 and +5. If you have observed, the common oxidation state of this is oxidation state, it is mainly exhibiting +3 and +5. So generally if we have observed, nitrogen is having a oxidation state as -3, -2, -1 also. Basing upon their elements we are having, nitrogen can exhibit what? -3, -2, -1, 0, +1, +2, +3, +4 and +5 also. So general main oxidation state is +3 and +5, but nitrogen can exhibit for different elements if you take different compounds. For this, if you are having NH3, the oxidation state is -3. If you are having N2H4, the oxidation state is -2. If you are having NH2OH, the oxidation state is -1. NH2OH compound, you are having oxidation state -1. 0 indicates N2, the +1 indicates N2O, the +2 indicates NO, +3 indicates HNO2, +4 indicates NO2, +5 indicates HNO3. Okay, so like this it is exhibiting oxidation state from nitrogen to, but it exhibit -3 mainly as oxidation state from bismuth. Remaining all elements, so if you take remaining all elements, bismuth also will exhibiting -3. From nitrogen to bismuth, the common oxidation states we are having -3, +3, +5. So these are the common oxidation states we are going to have. And also here whenever it is exhibiting -3 oxidation state, there will be decrease from nitrogen to bismuth. Why? Because there will be non-metallic character for nitrogen and phosphorus also, and due to the presence of electronegativity also it is decreasing. So whenever it is exhibiting +5 oxidation state, it decreases from nitrogen to Ba because of inert pair effect. So why? Because inert pair effect, bismuth is very stable oxidation state, it can exhibit only +3 oxidation state. So this is nothing but oxidation state, and we are having physical properties also. So let us see what is physical properties here. Elements. So all these group elements are polyatomic, we can say. So polyatomic, except dinitrogen is a diatomic gas. Only nitrogen is a diatomic gas. Remaining all are solids. So that's why we are saying polyatomic. So here metallic character increases. I have told you nitrogen, phosphorus are non-metals. Arsenic and antimony metalloids. Bismuth is a metal. Why? Because this is due to decrease in ionization energy and increase in atomic size. And also we have observed the boiling points in general. From top to bottom it increases. Melting point increases up to arsenic, decreases up to bismuth. Except nitrogen, all the elements will show the, and also it will show allotropy character. Why? Because it is showing except nitrogen. Okay, so this is general properties we have seen. Tomorrow let us see about chemical properties, reactivity towards hydrogen, oxygen, halogens. These all properties let us discuss about tomorrow. Thank you.